Welcome back to the 2-1, and today I'm taking a look at the New Orleans Saints and going over whether or not in the upcoming season I think they're going to be contenders or pretenders. But before we get into that topic, there's a quick question for those of you viewing. Who do you think is the best New Orleans Saint today? You think it's Alvin Kamara, Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas, whoever you got to be in, comment down below and I'll give my answer at the end. But getting straight into it, just to make it clear, contender for this video is being defined as a Tier 1 Super Bowl contender. Not a team that makes the playoffs or has some fun in the playoffs, a team that has a real shot at getting a big ticket to the big game and bringing home a big trophy. You know, a Buccaneers, a Packers, a Chiefs, a Bills, Tier 1 status Super Bowl contender. Pretender doesn't mean you're a bottom 5 team, doesn't mean you're below 500 team. It just means you're not on that Tier 1 level of being in a Super Bowl bubble. But we'll get into that after looking at the Saints roster. Quarterback aside, I'm going to look at the rest for now. Backfield, you have a top 5, top 6 running back in the league. Wherever you want to rank him, to me, he's top 5, but it's close either way. He's right out around the same class as Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb. He's all in that same realm of talent. He's top 5 to me at worst. Top 6, receiving core, you got Michael Thomas. He's top 5 when healthy. You got Tre'Quan Smith. You got Deontay Harris, 2 up-and-comers. But Michael Thomas, he's the bread and butter of that receiving room. Of course, he's going to be bouncing back from injury, but I think he can still be top 5 with a Jameis Winston behind him, assuming he'll be the starting quarterback. But I'll get into that in a second. Offensive line is one of the best in the league. You got 2 premier tackles on both sides of you to protect your QB. The offense is looking stout. Looking at the defense, yes, they lost Trey Hendrickson this year, but they still have Cameron Jordan, still have Davenport, still have Demario Davis, still have Marshawn Lattimore, Malcolm Jenkins. They still have Marcus Williams. They have a great defense still. And in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft, they drafted all defensive players. They got Peyton Turner in the first round, a pass rusher. They got Pete Werner in the second round, a linebacker, and then Paulson Adebo in the 3rd round. 3 guys that had the capability of starting week 1 and bringing an impact right away. People are forgetting how good the Saints are. They literally had one of the best rosters last year in the NFL, and the only thing that changed this year was QB. Yes, they lost Trey Hendrickson, but they replaced him with an up-and-coming rookie. Yeah, they lost to Norris Jenkins, but they replaced him with an up-and-coming rookie. I don't expect these rookies to replace him right away, but in time, who's to say they can't be just as good? Another loss, Jared Cook. So what? I think his name's bigger than his play at this point in his career. And if it weren't for Jared Cook in the divisional round when he fumbled the ball, maybe the Saints would have won a Super Bowl last year. But that's another video. That's a topic for another video. I think this year their roster is top to bottom, head to toe, outside of QB, still one of the most premier and best rosters in the NFL. I don't think people realize how good the Saints still are. They just hear Drew Brees is gone and assume they're out. And of course, Jameis Winston is not going to be able to do what Drew Brees did. Drew Brees had last year 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and under 3,000 passing yards. Of course, he only played in 12 games due to injury. But the main part right there, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, that's a 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. To put it into perspective, Jameis Winston has never had a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. And you could blame that on Bruce Arians in the offense or Dirk Cotter in the offense and just the way things ran. And Sean Payton's not going to let that happen. Do I think Sean Payton can improve Jameis Winston and cut down his interceptions? Yes. But do I think he can make him go from a guy that was a worse than a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio all the way to match Drew Brees' 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio? No. I think Sean Payton's got a more efficient and productive offense. You know, they like to pass it out of the backfield, Alvin Kamara, and give it to their go-to receivers and Michael Thomas, who does a lot of slants. I don't believe in the slant boy myth, but he does have a lot of slants and safe plays that not any NFL quarterback can mess up. So I do think with those safety blanket receivers in Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara, he will cut back on the interceptions, but I don't think he can match the efficiency of Drew Brees throwing 4-to-1. As far as they go as contenders or pretenders, this is a tough one because I think the roster is a contending team, but I don't think the quarterback is. I think the quarterback is a pretender. There's still debate, is it going to be Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill? I don't know. Hopefully Taysom Hill just does his role of being an X-factor receiver, tight end, running back, whatever you want to call him, and can just take the load off of Jameis Winston and they leave Jameis Winston to be the quarterback play. I don't know. Maybe they do some in and out. Maybe they'll change every week who the QB is. If they could get efficient numbers to even a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, I do think this could be a team that makes some noise. But to bet my money that Jameis Winston is going to bring home a Super Bowl and to say he's on the same par as Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Mahomes, Josh Allen, roster or not, I can't bite that bullet, and I have to say they're a pretender. I will say, though, this is one of the few teams that I can see myself changing my opinion on. You know, most other teams, I'm pretty clear-cut confident in who I say is a contender. You know, the Bucks are a contender, the Bills are a contender, the Jets, they're a pretender, the Raiders, they're a pretender. You know, the Rams, they're a contender. And I'm probably not going to change my opinion on those. But the Saints are one of those teams where I could see my opinion change. I've done this on the Chargers, I've done this on the Colts. I think it's 50-50 both sides. Right now, today, I'm saying the Saints are pretenders. But this is one of those teams that if Jameis Winston can truly turn things around, I'm not saying improve a little bit. I'm not saying go from 30 interceptions to 25. I'm saying go from 30 interceptions to 12 or less, 13 or less, 14 or less. I'll give him 15 or less just because that's in his blood to throw picks and throw 35 plus touchdowns, 15 or less interceptions. I could see my opinion change just because of how stacked this roster is top to bottom. But until I actually see that come into fruition, I can't bet on them being a contender. Again, this is one of those teams I could change my mind, but today I'm labeling them as a pretender. I can't see them matching Drew Brees' efficiency today. I think they're going to compete a lot more than we think. I don't think they're a team we could just brush off because the roster will carry them. But if you could get a quarterback, whether it's Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston, or the third string, that could just let the roster carry him and just be a game manager, which is typically a negative term, but that's all the Saints need on this roster, a game manager. If Jameis Winston could fill that role, things could change and this could be a competing team, but I need to see it happen before I give them the benefit of the doubt. But we'll just have to see. Do you agree or disagree with my take? Do you think they're a clear-cut contender, clear-cut pretender, or do you think like me and you're kind of stuck in the middle where you don't know what's going to happen this year? You believe in their roster, but you don't believe in their QB, and you're torn on what to do. Comment down below your opinions, your takes, your comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. I love replying to you guys in the comments. We'll just have to see how the season plays out, but I'm excited for it. And referring back to the question today, who do I think is the best New Orleans Saint? I love Demario Davis, I love Marshawn Lattimore, I love Cameron Jordan, but personally it would come down to between Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. They're both two top 5 guys at their position. Personally, it's really hard to decipher who's better. It's so neck and neck. Michael Thomas just having a rough season last year. I'm going to pick Alvin Kamara just because he's been more consistent, but they're neck and neck. You can't go wrong either way, but I'm going with Kamara. You guys tell me. As always, and of course, thank you for watching. 2-1.